Hello, good morning.
Hello, hello, good morning.
How are you, sir?
Quite under the weather, I would say.
Okay, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Similar background, books and books.
Right. All right. So, are you an avid reader?
No, I'm not. For me, it's just an aesthetic background, just that.
Oh,
But
okay.
I think you are an avid reader.
I would say avid. Whenever I get time, I try to indulge myself into reading. So, yeah,
Okay, amazing, amazing.
yeah.
Actually, I don't get much time because I have many roles to play in my life, like mother,
Mm-hmm.
tutor,
Mm-hmm.
YouTuber,
Mm-hmm.
and maid, and all that. So I don't get much time to read, but I am really interested into reading. So maybe going forward, I'll adapt this habit of reading.
Right, right. So, I can imagine that there is so much on your plate right now.
Yes,
So, yes, it is hard to find time, right?
true, true.
Yes. All right, all right. So, how's your morning today?
It's good, and it was a bit chaotic, I would say, because I have
Mm-hmm.
been running, rushing since the time I woke up this morning
Mm-hmm.
because I had this session at 10 o'clock. So it
Mm-hmm.
was pretty early. Usually I don't book sessions at 10, I
Mm-hmm.
start at 11.
Okay,
So
you
this
start
time
with
it
that.
was a bit early,
Mm-hmm. All
but it's
right,
good.
all right. Okay, so as we are meeting for the first time, my name is Gaurav. I'm from Nagpur, Maharashtra, and it's been more than 3 years that I've been helping learners in their English speaking journey and trying to make more confident speakers.
Amazing. And I'm Sunita from Uttarakhand,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm a content creator, mother to two adorable little boys,
Mm-hmm.
and an online English tutor. I teach intermediates and beginners, and I help
Mm-hmm.
them in their English learning journey. I run two YouTube channels, Sunita's English Adventure and Dear Listeners. Both
All
are
right.
dedicated to English learning. I share some
Mm-hmm.
practical, simple tips for learners to start their English learning journey.
All right. You have been doing a great job then.
Thank you so much.
Right. All right. So, why do you think that people are afraid of English?
Mhm. They are afraid of English because people around the world have
Mm-hmm.
given English so much weightage and they have glorified English so much that they feel a little hesitant to speak
Mm-hmm.
wrong English. But when we
Mm-hmm.
start learning English or when we start speaking, we always start with mistakes or broken English, and they have
Obviously.
this fear of judgment, fear
Mhm,
of people mocking them. So that's
mhm,
why they can't start speaking if they have this fear. So definitely, to begin this journey, they have to remove this fear, throw this out of the window, and
mhm,
start speaking anyways with mistakes or whatever way you can speak. So start with broken survival
mhm,
English, and in
mhm.
no time you will realize that you're speaking flawlessly.
Right, right, right. But many people don't even start. They're afraid. They see, it's like when you think in English, your English in your brain is like Lamborghini, right?
Mhm.
But when
Yes.
they approach speaking, it becomes a cycle, or you can say old Alto 800, something like that. So why people are able to think in English and not been able to speak fluently?
Hmm. For speaking, you need to have speaking practice.
Hmm.
Like, I can tell you from my own experience, if I don't pronounce certain words for a very long time, and all
Mhm.
of a sudden I try to pronounce those words, so my tongue twists,
Right.
right? So you need
Right.
to have that practice of speaking, and that
Mhm.
can be done with reading practice also, even if you're not speaking with others, not practicing
Mhm.
with others. But when
Mhm.
you read aloud, your muscles are still practicing, right?
Right.
You are able to pronounce words in a clear, lucid manner.
Right.
So that way, like, you have
Mhm.
to start it.
Mhm.
If you can think in English, so you can speak also, but it's just that you're holding yourself back, you're not uttering words
Mhm.
from your mouth. So that's where
Mhm.
you are stuck. So just
All
start speaking anyway.
Mhm. All right. All right. So yes. So do you have any particular topic in mind to discuss for today, or shall we go with the session notes?
Yes, I think it's pretty interesting topic. It's related to school.
Right. So I would love to know, were you a studious person?
I wasn't a studious person, but I used to
Mhm.
score good marks in my school time.
You used to, okay, you've managed to
Mhm.
score good marks.
Right, I have managed.
All right, all right. And I would love to know what was your favorite subject?
My favorite subject when I was in my high school, 11th, 12th, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that time my favorite subject was economics because my teacher taught me really well. And
Mm-hmm.
that was the reason it became my favorite. Otherwise, Hindi was also one of my favorites just because of
Mm-hmm.
the teacher we have got
Mm-hmm.
then. So,
Mm-hmm.
yes, economics and
Okay.
Hindi.
And I
Mhm.
would love to know, were you a backbencher or a first bencher?
I was somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere in the middle. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Right. And do you think that the students who sits in the middle are quite average, and the people
Yes,
who
they're
sits in
average.
the front are, you can say, they are more intelligent, clever students?
We cannot say this, but I feel that people who sit in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
they are mostly average. And there is
Mm-hmm.
one more question that we can talk about
Which,
that people usually say that those who are toppers, they really struggle to fit in the real world, and average
mm,
students can really
mm-hmm.
adapt to the real world. What do you think
Mm-hmm.
about this?
Yes, completely. I completely agree with your point. See, I have seen many people. They are really good at studies. They've scored good marks. They've topped the exams. But when it comes to real world, we need different kind of skill set, right?
Hmm.
And they tend to struggle with it. Many
True.
people are bookish, but when it comes to applying that particular knowledge into the real world, they struggle. But when it
Hmm.
comes to average, they kind of have been able to manage both the worlds, right? They are, it's like a jack of all trades, right?
Hmm.
They manage everything. They don't even score bad, they don't even score good. And when it comes to activities or taking part in activities, they're always in front,
True. So I'm
right?
also a proud average student. What about you? Were you a topper?
See, that question comes in my mind. So for example,
Uh-huh.
what Instagram nowadays shaping our minds, okay?
Uh-huh.
Yes. So whenever I watch a reel, there are so many reels that they are trying to convey a message that don't be average,
Hmm.
right? But I kind of disagree with this point, which is,
Same.
if you are an average, you can manage multiple things, right? And life is a package. You cannot be just one-sided. So everything comes under a package, and you have to manage whatever comes. You should be able to manage all of those things. And I feel that average students can manage everything,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
Hmm.
But yes, when we were in school, we never wanted to be an average student. Like everybody wants to be a
Yes, this
top.
is a typical mindset. Yeah.
Uh-huh. But we end up being an
Mm-hmm.
average student. That's a different thing. And then we find the benefits of being an average student.
Mm-hmm.
And for toppers, I would say they are not open to changes. If they know
Mm-hmm.
something, so they are not ready to unlearn and then relearn. But when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to average students, they are open to everything. Even
Right.
it's you can manage to crack an interview and then you get into any company. So you are
Mm-hmm.
getting trained anyway, right?
Right.
So then it becomes easy for you to learn those new
Mm-hmm.
skills and
Right.
simply fit in the working culture of that
Mm-hmm.
company. But for toppers, I have taken many interviews
Mm-hmm.
during my corporate career.
Mm-hmm.
I was HR for around
Mm-hmm.
2.5 years,
All
right?
right.
So
Mm-hmm.
that time I have taken many interviews, and I never hired toppers because they were a little arrogant. But if yes, in some cases, toppers are polite and ready to learn, they have that learning attitude, that's a different thing. But mostly they were arrogant. So we never
Mm-hmm.
hired them. We
Mm-hmm.
always looked for someone who has that learning attitude, ready to
Mm-hmm.
learn, ready to
Mm-hmm.
adapt to new skills, new technologies. So we always
Mm-hmm.
used to hire those kind of people.
Right. All right. So first of all, I would love to know from your side, as you have been working and you say you have worked for 2 years, right? So do you think school system in our India is managing to create a good employees or good working culture? Do you think school system help us in our real world?
Not at all, because bookish knowledge is not usable at all. I feel so. But yes, when you are in school, it's not only about your books, but it's also about the kind of atmosphere you get. So you
Hmm.
develop yourself as a person, right?
Hmm.
It's not only
Yes.
about books.
Hmm.
You gather a lot of knowledge, and this
Mhm.
knowledge will help you later in your life. But yes, it's
Hmm.
not like what formulas you have read or what paragraphs you have written or history or everything you have read in your school. It's going to
Mhm.
help you in real life. For real life, you need life skills, you need communication skills. That is also one of the life skills
Mhm.
to survive in real life.
Hmm.
Otherwise, this knowledge is never going to get wasted. It will always stay with you. So,
Hmm.
accumulating knowledge is the best thing to do. Knowledge is always supreme. So, it's
Mhm.
not going to get wasted. Like when we are talking today, when we are having that conversation, still we are going back and trying to fetch the knowledge that we have
Mhm.
learned in our school, and we are remembering those days. So, it's never going to get wasted.
Right, right, right. And school
But
is the most important part of your life, right?
true, it's the most
Yeah.
important. We grow with our friends because you cannot grow alone well, right? So you grow
Yes.
with your friends, you learn with them, then you
Mhm.
make memories with them.
Yes. We are
So that
social beings.
it's never going to come back in your life.
Right. So I would love to know from your school life, is there any incident which you feel which is quite nostalgic, or you want to remember it for the rest of your life and you cherish that moment in your life? Is there any event
There
or any
were
particular memory that comes in your mind? Okay, I love this and I want to cherish all my life.
mhm. Okay, I remember during my school days, I used to go on stage a lot of times.
Mhm.
And when it was my first time, I had the stage fright. I was so scared of people, so scared of crowd, right?
Mm,
So when I went on the stage for the very first time, I was holding a paper in my
mm,
hand, and
mm.
I was there to speak pledge, or can we say narrate pledge?
Marriage, yes. Mm.
Narrate pledge,
Mm.
and my hand was literally shaking. And like it just flew away from it just slipped away from my hand, the
Oh,
paper, and I
oh
was
my
stuck
goodness.
there. I
Mm-hmm.
was struggling hard to remember those lines of
Mm.
pledge. So
Mm.
that was my first day at my school, and it was really very terrible at stage, and it was really terrible.
May I know which class are you talking about?
I don't remember exactly, but I think I must be in seventh or eighth class that time,
Seventh
but
or
I
eighth.
don't
All
remember
right.
vividly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So after that, I kept on going to stage just because of my teachers. They pushed me to go on stage.
Mm-hmm.
And I think after 4 to 5 appearances on stage, I became
Mm-hmm.
really confident talking about anything. One
Mm.
certain day, mic was not working. So I
Mm.
again became scared that mic is not working and I'm not too loud. People
Mm-hmm.
will not be able to hear me. But
Mm.
there was one of our teachers, he told me that you have to speak anyway, even
Mm.
if the mic is not working. So he
Mm.
told me to go on the edge of the stage and start speaking. And I did that, right? So
Mm.
they always pushed me. So I really
Mm.
cherish those memories. Because of them, I
Mm.
am this confident in my life today. Otherwise,
Mm.
I would have been timid for
All
always.
right. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. So teachers are the best motivators of our life, right?
True. And I still remember them.
Hmm. Yeah, it is impossible to forget our school teachers,
Right.
right? We might not even think of the college because we are into some kind of other zone when we enter into the college. But school
Mhm.
is kind of you're shaping yours, right? So
Yes.
we don't forget our school teachers,
True, true. They make an
especially
impression on you.
right, right, and especially those who have pushed you and motivated you, right?
That time we feel like, why are they always pushing me? Why not others?
Yes, right,
Why I am always on that target, right? You feel
right,
that way.
exactly.
But
Yes.
later on, you realize that it was for your good.
Yes, it's always we connect the dots, right? Okay, she did. Okay, that was the reason behind it, right?
Yes, I'm one of
Yes,
those lucky students in that case.
great to know that. All right. Yes. So you enjoyed your school days or you enjoyed your college days? What was your personal favorite? What
Mhm.
is your personal favorite? Yeah.
I enjoyed both the worlds, school
Mm-hmm.
and college, both.
Mm-hmm.
But school was pretty different because you were like we were kids back then, and there was no pressure of
Mm-hmm.
exams, also not much pressure, and we used to enjoy with our friends.
Mm-hmm.
We would wait for lunchtime and have our lunch together, play with them, and then come
Mm-hmm.
back.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a bit in my teacher's eyes. So I used to enjoy my school days because when you get that little attention, so you feel so
Yes.
great. You want to go to
Yeah.
school because you
Your
are their
center of
favorite.
attraction then.
Right. So that's why it was really great.
Mm-hmm.
And if I talk about college days, so we hardly went to college.
Hmm.
Right. So we used to go to tuitions, but
Hmm.
not college.
Mm-hmm.
I studied in a government college, that too
Mm-hmm.
women. It
All right.
was women's government college.
Okay.
So, plus the studies were not good there. So, we went to tuitions for this. And then it was mostly about traveling. And we were
Mm-hmm.
just two of us, me, my friend, and I. So, we were just two of us. And we used to roam here and there. Sometimes we went for movies,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes malls. So, we were just wasting our time roaming here and there. So, yes, school days were better
Right.
if
All
I
right.
compare. Hmm.
All right. Yes. But see, currently, as I have the experience of teaching in the school as well. All right. So whenever I enter into a school, I get the feeling that they don't want to learn, and I'm forcing them to learn. Sometimes I get guilt that, okay, what am I doing? Is it even right for me to do it? If somebody is not ready to learn, how am I going to teach a particular person? Right? So, don't you think that the current generation is not ready to learn as compared to the millennials or the
Mhm.
boomers, we can say? Hmm.
I'm not sure about this, but if I talk about my kids also, one
Mhm.
of them is totally ready to learn, and the other one is not at all interested in studies. So it depends
Mhm.
on their mindset also, plus
Mhm.
what kind of atmosphere they are getting in their home as well,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Because
Right.
their parents also need to push them a little, or just not push, but to somehow get them into studies also,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So you can play with their mindset in that case. You
Mhm.
can apply some tricks or tell them some stories that so that they could know that studies are
Mhm.
better, right? Or they
Mhm.
need to get indulged into it. So that way. But when you step into a classroom, you get varieties of minds, right?
Right.
So there the work becomes really difficult because you
Mhm.
have to keep everyone on the same page. You want to get each and every child engaged in the studies, but that's a bit impossible because there will be some students who will get distracted or will be in their different zone. So that's
Right.
going to be there. But as a teacher, like we should always start with warm up activities so that
Mhm.
we can bring back their attention into the class and then
Mhm.
continue with the lesson. And after that, also at the end, we should see whether they enjoyed the class or not. So, according
Mhm.
to the feedback, we
Mhm.
can plan our next class. That
Mhm.
way, we can do. So, we should always read the room first. If they are
Mhm.
really interested today, so let's
Mhm.
continue with the lesson. If not, then
Mhm.
start with warm up activities,
Mhm.
something they like.
Right, right. All right. So, and the last question from my side would be, let's say, do you think that marks define intelligence?
Not at all. Because
Then
anybody
why
can score good
parents
marks.
force a student to score good marks?
For this, parents have to change their mentality that marks are not everything.
Mm-hmm.
You can still see many examples around yourself where students have taught their school, taught their classes, and everything,
Mm-hmm.
but they're still jobless, unemployed.
Yeah,
Right. So
yeah.
look around you. What
Mm-hmm.
is worth considering or what
Mm-hmm.
is not, right? And accordingly, first of all, we should never pressurize our kids for anything. see
Right.
whatever they are interested in, but we should always give them a little nudge that you should study, but
Mm-hmm.
study in your own way, but never pressurize them for scoring good marks in their school. If they are
Mm-hmm.
scoring average, that is also good. But
Mm-hmm.
one thing I really want to mention, that focus on their communication skills more
Yeah.
than that of their
Mm-hmm.
marks or subjects. So if they are
Mm-hmm.
good at communication skills, they're going to do something in their life anyway, even if they don't score good marks in their life,
Mm-hmm.
in their school,
Right.
right?
Right.
Hmm.
But the reality which I've observed is yes, many people say that mark doesn't matter or they don't matter, but yes, you should score good marks. So they have that inner voice. Okay, yeah, yes, it is okay if you don't
Uh-huh.
score good, but yeah, you should. They
Uh,
want you to score good grades, right?
We always have this desire that our
Right,
kids shine in the class,
right.
but at the same time, I feel that parents of Gen Z generation
Hmm.
are quite lenient.
Yes, in that context, in
Mhm.
school context, yes, it is quite lenient, I would say. Hmm.
Like if I take my example here, so
Mhm.
I'm not even bothered about sending them to school. I
Yeah.
unschooled them for
Mhm.
2 years and then I sent them back just because they were troubling me a lot at home. So that is the reason they go to school. Otherwise, I was quite fine teaching them
Mhm.
at home itself.
All right, all right, all right. Yes. So it has been a great conversation with you today, and good to know and good to talk with such a positive mindset person. And I love the conversation.
Same.
First, which is you're quite confident when you speak, right? You used a good vocabulary when you spoke today. I love the way you speak, the way you construct your sentences, and the what can I say? The
You're
approach when
speechless.
you answer. No, the approach when you answer your questions is quite nice because sometimes what happens is that people tend to take one side of it,
Hmm.
right? But you have managed, let's say, for example, what is your favorite book or what's your favorite subject? People tend to say one, which is they feel okay, if I don't say one, then I would look underconfident. But I would say there is no one book which can help you, right? Mm, Multiple books help you at multiple times, right?
Hmm.
So, yes, you have managed to do that, and I loved your answers, by the way. So, is there anything that you would like to say at the end?
Yes, I would just like to say that it depends on the person who is sitting on the other side. So
Mm-hmm.
you also made this conversation really healthy and interesting. That's how I could speak in a very nice manner. Because sometimes I get a little disinterested in conversation. So it depends on the person who is on the other
You
side.
zone out?
Yes, sometimes.
Okay. I hope I hope you did zone out today.
Right. It was really interesting.
All right, all right. So
Mhm.
thank you so much for joining the session and have a great day ahead.
Likewise, likewise. Hope to meet you very soon.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, bye. Take care.
Bye.